Thank you for being with me right now. As you hear these words, our souls are connecting. Knowing the beauty that you bring into this world, I am truly honored to be in your presence. When you see this beauty for yourself, your life will be changed. Thank you. At the top of your sheet, it starts off, it says, love is active. God is love. The will of love is always to provide love. God's will is always to provide love. May God's will be done. This practice is highly intuitive. As we go, please explore these concepts in whatever way appeals to you. Allow your intuition to change the practices to what will serve you best. Ultimately, we are all on our own individual journeys. This tool is likely only a stepping stone for you to explore and express greater heights of your own essential being. Now I'm going to read kind of my introduction to meditation. And then I'll just let me give you a loose structure here. I'm going to read my introduction to meditation. Then I'll introduce you to the breath work itself. Then we'll do a short meditation, 3 to 5 minutes, or 5 to 10. And then we'll have some time to write down anything from your experience, talk. I'll have a little bit more to say. And then we'll do a longer meditation, 20 to 30 minutes. And then we'll have another section at the end to write and talk. And then we'll close it out, okay? Introduction to meditation. Meditation is a way to practice focusing on your internal world. People at this time are largely consumed in their thoughts and responsibilities. It is a constant barrage that leaves little opportunity for anything to listen to anything else. This experience is similar to being in a large, noisy area, such as a gathering or event, one that has people talking and music in the background. Now imagine trying to listen to an important video or call on your phone in that large, noisy space. It would be extremely difficult to hear anything at all, and you would want to listen again in a quieter space to make sure you didn't miss anything. The large, noisy area is the external world, and our minds chatter about it. The important message on your phone is Source trying to speak to you through your internal connection. While the constant mind chatter is present, it's difficult to hear any messages at all, let alone important ones. Meditation is creating a quiet space within your body and your awareness so that you can learn to feel your energy and receive the messages that are being sent to you. I struggled with understanding meditation when I first began. Our awareness is so used to being in our mind that it can be an unfamiliar process to place it anywhere else. While you practice step 1, you will be placing your attention within your heart space. As you focus your awareness on the center of your chest and bear witness to everything that happens there, it pulls your awareness out of your mind. As you practice this, you will begin to feel your mental chatter lessen, and you will become more aware of the energy that is constantly flowing through your body. Staying focused on the energy flowing through your heart space has many benefits that will unfold as you deepen your practice. Just know that it won't come instantly. It may be difficult at first to stay focused, and that's okay. If your mind wanders, don't get down on yourself. Accept that it happened. Know that it is simply part of your journey, and consciously return your focus to your heart. Are there any questions about that before we cover step 1? Thank you. Okay. Step 1. And so I'm going to read the instructions, and then we'll begin, and I'll read the instructions again as we start. Okay? Step 1. While meditating, breathe in and out as slowly as you can comfortably. Hold the words "thank you" in your mind while breathing in. Hold the words "I love you" in your mind while breathing out. Place your awareness on your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Be a witness to everything that happens there as you breathe. Notice everything within this space and take it in without judgment. Your physical body and how it feels, the feeling of aliveness within each cell, any and all other sensations that appear within your awareness. Feeling and becoming aware of all these sensations is the same process as feeling your energy. It is becoming aware of how your energy feels as it changes while you breathe. Just be aware of it. Take it all in. Do you guys have any questions about those instructions before we begin? Okay. So, we'll do a 5 to 10 minute meditation now. However it feels, we'll just feel it out. Okay, go ahead and begin, and I'll read the first part of the instructions as we start. While meditating, breathe in and out as slowly as you can comfortably. Hold the words "thank you" in your mind while breathing in. Hold the words "I love you" in your mind while breathing out. Place your awareness on your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Be a witness to everything that happens there as you breathe. When you're ready, begin to open your eyes and come back to yourself. When you do, continue the breath work with your eyes open for a short period of time. And when you open your eyes, continue the breath work practice for a short period of time. And continue feeling the energy and the breath work with your eyes open for a short time. Whenever you're ready, if you feel like writing something down, please do so. Just take a minute. So for me, I always like to end with your eyes open and continuing it, because this practice, ultimately, if you're enjoying it and if it's something you choose to pursue, is something that you can do at basically any time. With your eyes open, even while you're doing something, or in my experience, one of the most helpful times is when you're having a difficult conversation with someone. It can really change the entire energy of the conversation. So ending the meditation with the eyes open is a nice, fun little way to just dip a toe in doing the breath work while being more, grounded in this reality. How was that for you guys? Is there anything that you would like is there anything either of you would like to share about your experience?
That felt amazing. Thank you. That felt amazing, and thank you for holding this space to just take the time to just tune into my heart and gratitude. At the point I felt my heart really open, and that different breathing came in and that movement came in. There was my humanness that wanted to go, oh, I don't want people to see me or hear me move or breathe in that way. And I just surrendered in that moment and said, just do it anyways. Just feel it just move, and I did. It feels really good. It felt brave. It felt courageous. It felt flowing. It felt open. It felt free.
Thank you so much for sharing. When I partway through, I noticed your breath change to be a more free, more whatever you were wanting to do, and it felt so beautiful to me. So thank you for jumping right in and giving it a shot. Thank you. Did you have anything you would like to share?
I'm very aware of the block that I have. It feels very big, and when I tuned into it, it's at like about the 3/4 to the 2/3 mark, and it's in the lower chakras, and I can feel and see my inner child, and she just wants to curl up. She likes to be quiet. There's something there. I saw lots of colors, so that's what I see. So there's a lot of oranges, greens, oranges to reds. And then as I worked with her more, the oranges softened and pink started being introduced and flowing with more greens. And so I know that those are like healing colors for me. But yeah, there's definitely something there.
Thank you.
Mm.
I don't know if you tried it at all, but when we do our next meditation, as you're working with your inner child, this practice, it's not inherently tied to your heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you breathe out and you breathe, I love you, you are sending love energy to wherever your awareness is placed. And so when you place it on your heart chakra and you send it love, you're sending love to your own heart. And that's part of what's so opening about this practice. But also what it means is that you can send the love anywhere. And so as you breathe out, I love you, I would encourage you maybe hug your inner child and just breathe love into her. Yes.
During that process, during the first breathing process, when we first started, I felt it come in here, and when I would let out, it would go down deep. And then I noticed it would go out, well, it was coming down, out, and then down deep. And then it switched, and it went out and back in, and out and back in. And then at the point where I started to breathe different and start to move, I noticed it was out and in, out and in, and then I felt it starting to go to, like, I don't know, nobody's eyes were open, but the movements they went, like, it was like this beautiful dance of it went here to here, so it came here first, and then I went here to here to here to here, and I don't know, it was this beautiful flow of breath and dance and breath and thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Give me goosebumps.
That was wonderful, share, because it reminded me of a few things, and I would like to validate your experience real quick. So in my experience, energy flows in several different ways within us. Of course, down through the crown is one, and up through the root is another. And the way that I understand it is there's force, and that's the spiritual side coming down from above, and there's wisdom, which is the earth side coming up. We're here in this world, in this earth, to learn and to gain wisdom. And all that wisdom comes from our root connection and from all of our experiences that we've had. So, hearing this flow in different directions, that's absolutely perfect. And this is what I love about this practice being so intuitive, is that you can really just feel the channels as they need to do what they need to do. And as far as back and forth between all of us, there's a new thing that I haven't done yet in any of my classes that I was going to wait until I had a flute. During the meditation portions, I'm going to start playing a flute. But what it is that while we're all in this room doing the breath work together, it's almost as though we're playing music together. And so as we each do that, and then breathe out love, and then you guys breathe in love, or breathe in thanks, which you're thanking for the love energy that you're breathing in, and we're just sharing. So that was beautiful. Thank you. which I actually would like to read a section from my book. If this would turn on.
Oh.
This thing, which is usually, it's my old phone. It's usually I have all of my class notes and everything on here. It's dead. So I might need to stop the video. I don't think you guys will care much, but
Maybe there's a reason it stopped. Maybe you're supposed to share it from your heart instead of
oh,
Please share.
I'll try.
Drink up the wisdom and then share with us. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't know what was on your notes. Whatever you share with us is perfect.
Fair enough. Let's do it that way. So, the part that I was going to share next, which in the section of my book is called The Song of Your Soul. And I'll try and share it from my heart. We'll see how it goes. So for me, when I experienced this, it was with the violin. And I experienced this, well, first off, it can be any instrument. Whatever instrument calls to you guys intuitively, whatever feels natural, flow with that. But for me, it was a violin. And I had this experience where from the crown chakra to the root felt like strings of energy. And when I breathed in, the violin bow slid back along the strings. And when I breathed out, it slid forward along the strings. And whatever emotion you're feeling at the time is the note that's being played on your energy strings. And it's a very interesting thing because we are continuously emitting energy. And we're emitting this song at all times, no matter what we're thinking of or what we're doing. We're creating this song with our energy being. And so as you do this breath work, you can do that practice. And there's so many different ways that you can play with this energy. I can mention some more too. But feel, it really is like a bow stick to me, which is the violin stick, coming in through the chest and out the back as you breathe in, and that way as you breathe out. So in relation to your sharing energy between us, and to me it almost being like band practice, that's a really crude way to put it, but it kind of is. You can feel that instrument as we go. I'm not used to being without my notes.
Just ask what are you supposed to share next. It's okay.
We're all about intuition
Yeah.
and being led and guided and channeled and
Which is perfect. I mean, this practice
right
is...
up my alley.
So whatever pops in your mind, heart next is the exact thing you're supposed to share.
Well, this I actually is what popped in, but I know it's also the next thing that was on my notes, which is speaking about the ocean of energy. So we, and you might already be aware of this, but we exist within an ocean of energy that constitutes every single thing in this reality. It's the backbone. It's the code behind everything. And it's flowing through the earth at all times, and it's flowing through us constantly. Now, when you really think about it, we should really just study all of this so much, because in my experience, things can have greater or lesser amounts of energy. So, for example, a human being has a higher amount of energy concentration than air. Energy structures can be more or less complex. So, for example, the energy structure of an animal is more complex than the energy structure of a rock. We really live within this just giant bowl of energy. The whole earth, that's all it really is. And so as we're in this ocean of energy, because if you consider the atmosphere, which air is energy too, stuck to the earth, it's much like, us being in the atmosphere is much like fish in the ocean. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we are like a valve. Now, for this portion, I usually use the example of a pool. So imagine a backyard pool with 100 water valves in it. Each of these valves can take in water, and when they do, they also put water back out. And when they do put water back out, they can put out either clean, purified water or dirty, polluted water. So imagine this pool starting as mostly clean water. And as these valves run, and as they pull in water and pump it out, imagine they're putting out polluted water. And just see in your mind how that would affect the pool. Over time, it would get cloudier and dirty and gross. Now imagine the reverse. As the valves, I promise, it's much more eloquent when I read it. As the valves take in water and pump it out, imagine them taking in dirty water and pumping out clean water. And imagine that effect, how that would affect the pool over time. And this is how we are in this reality, in this ocean of energy. We are constantly taking in energy when we breathe in, and we're emitting it back out when we breathe out. We're actually always emitting energy, but it's increased. And we can, if we are hateful, if we are oppressive or violent, we can pollute all the energy around us. And I'm sure you guys have experienced this when someone else is doing something unpleasant, or when even just walking into a room and someone's really upset and there's a lot of tense energy in here. They're pumping that out constantly and they don't even know. But when we breathe in gratitude and we breathe out love, we purify this energy around us. And we can do it at a constant rate, because deep down, we are love. And so I'll touch on the name now. I didn't choose the name. I am infinite love. That's actually a breath combination, because there's other breaths. And when I came across that breath combination, I knew that that's what this practice was called. That's the title. I just knew that's what it was called. And it took me a while to understand why that was the name. And it's because just whenever we think about this practice now, just by its very name, it reminds us of who we are deep down. We are extensions of source energy. And God, source, is love. So as extensions of that energy, we are love. Pure and unconditional and unlimited. So, to me, that's what's behind a lot of this breathwork practice, is learning to constantly pump out love and learning how to help purify the energy in this world so that we can all live in a better place. Because I think we can all agree that it's a bit difficult right now and that we don't want to keep doing this. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts about all of that? I keep trying. I do think that this is probably a nudge to stop relying so much on what I've previously written. All right. So, at this point, I think it'd be good to open it up to see if there's anything else that you guys want to talk about in terms of challenges that you've been facing spiritually or otherwise. Because as we go into our second meditation that's longer, it's possible that you can receive some answers about what you're going through, or what you're maybe if you're looking for any answers. And real quick, I'll mention this, that one of the best ways that I have found to get intuitive answers and knowledge and understandings is to start with the thanks love breath. That's what we just did. Again, there's multiple breaths, and I don't even think we've scratched the surface on how many there are. But the thanks love breath is the breath of unconditional love. And when you do that and you focus on your heart space, it's like starting an engine, and it really gets things flowing. And you get in that energy, and as you experienced, it can feel really good because you're just filling yourself with love. And once you do that, once the engine's going, silent. Just stop the breath work, and with every part of your being and body and your awareness, just listen. Just take it in. Anything that comes across, any feelings, any notions, any thoughts, just take it in and listen. And when you do that, after you've started the love energy, to me it changes things. And to me, that's when I really get the most information. So feel free, if you feel called to try that out, feel free to do that in our second meditation. But at this time, are there any challenges that either of you guys would like to talk about that you've been working through that haven't already been talked about?
You can speak up.
Yeah, this is my issue right here.
Not
Not
speaking
not
up.
speaking up. Not.
This is your safe space and opportunity. You, of course, don't have to.
Yeah. The things I feel or see or know or hear, not of a physical realm. I feel like I'm afraid to speak it or share it or shine, or like I'm hiding. I'm hiding, and I get nervous, just like I was nervous to just let go and surrender and breathe and move. It's like all that I feel and see, and how I'm afraid to share.
Have you had bad experiences with sharing in the past, or is it just a uncomfortable new thing?
Oh, this is my whole childhood, stop your crying. Crying's not gonna help. I will tell you what to do. I will show you how to do it. You'll do it this way. I wasn't allowed to speak. I wasn't allowed to feel. I wasn't allowed. Yeah, this is from childhood.
So
And
now it's a behavior pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a behavior pattern.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like it's.
So given what's been shared with me so far today, I want to say this. This is something that I came across on a YouTube channel. There's a lady who channels with a pendulum, and she has wonderful information. The channel's Out of This World 55 if you want to look it up and hear some more about this. But this is that's where I heard this from, what I'm about to tell you, and it felt so true to me and wonderful. Which is that part of the reason why we're here, we're obviously here to learn through contrast, to gain wisdom, to learn who we are, to consciously choose to be love. In my opinion, that's a big part of why we're here. But there's another aspect, which is everything that we've gone through, all of the challenges, all of the hardships, everything that we have experienced and overcome, especially for the people who are at the leading edge right now, there's another reason for having gone through all that, which is once we experience something and we heal it, at that point, we have an energetic healing key in our energy. And whenever we even encounter someone, we don't even have to be aware of it, that is going through the same thing that we went through and healed, our energetic key is shared with them. And their experience is expedited compared to if we weren't there, and if we hadn't healed, and if we hadn't shared. And of course, this can be an even greater effect if we're working directly with that person and actively helping them. But even just being near them is enough to share this key. So I want to congratulate you on challenging yourself and speaking up. And I want to encourage both of you that the things that you've been through, I believe both of you will help many people heal through similar trauma wounds. And I think that is very beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
You definitely both relate to each other on that. Because I've had experiences of extreme judgment in places that could have been really spiritually healing, and I was super judged, and it's hurt me a lot. Yeah, so I've been led to kind of leave certain relationships, learning that, just looking at it as we're just not vibing the same. And it's all for my benefit. Like, they're on their paths, they're going through what they need to at their rate. And just because I'm where I'm at doesn't mean that it's just like these inner wounds of severe judgment of like being so different and being called like negative or bad or dark or like all those things just because of all my experiences. So I'm learning to like overcome that. That's been a big thing for me lately, is to like really figure out what I believe and be strong in that, and stop the whole like earning your worth, because that's something that you can't ever do. Like, we are already worthy and deserving and infinitely loved unconditionally. And that I have a right to take space. I have a right to speak.
Not only,
My words hold power.
I was just going to say, not only do you have a right, but it is absolutely beautiful when you do.
So it's just like the whole, I don't need to convince anybody for me to believe what I believe and know what I know, because some of my experiences are like, am I going crazy? I know I'm not going crazy. Like, I couldn't have made this stuff up. There's no way. And it hits on the soul level, like the things that I have experienced. And so just like giving other people grace and myself that God has it all.
I chuckled there for just a moment because that struck such a chord with me too. I've been on a very odd path. It hasn't had the same challenges, but I've, for the past few years, been off on, I don't know, I guess a hermitage is the best way to put it. And I've experienced a lot of things. And I was never in the spiritual scene before that. And so I kind of developed my own little weird way, which is why my breath work is not like any other. And so I honestly have no concept for what the average is or for what people expect. And it's been a real big lesson for me to stand firm in my own truth and in what my experiences have shown me and what I've learned, because even though I haven't seen any of these things elsewhere previously, I know it's true. And I know what I've experienced. And I know what I've seen. So thank you for sharing that. It just, everything happens for a reason, right?
100%.
And I feel very much that this class today was small on purpose and included you guys very purposefully. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's probably why, one of the reasons why I was so drawn, because there's this, I'm not really a big fiery person, like I'm trying to ignite that fire. There is something within me that is like kind of one of those, go to God for yourself. Like there's this strong sense within me that's like, don't do it because other people are doing it. Like, you have a right to discover for yourself. So whether, I mean, not saying that there's a plethora of like really great modalities out there, but we're all so unique and individual. We're gonna speak to other people in our special and unique ways.
Yes.
And so I appreciate that you're doing what you're led to do. And not going off of just like this specific program because it's safe for you.
I mean, as you can see, I don't have a large audience yet, but that's not stopping me,
No.
because I know that in standing in my truth and speaking it and continuing, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. And I've been told that things will pick up.
So I want to let you know, this is something that's not usual for me, is seeing auras, and I totally have been seeing your aura. It's like, I don't know if that's a thing, but I think it's really cool. It's bright green all around you, and then like blues out, and I just think it's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
I've been practicing this breath work for a while, and it's probably been over 2 years at this point. And in my experience, as you go and continue it, you get stronger. Your energy, you can flow more. And you're not the first person.
It's about, the green's about this big outside of you. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
So my vision's like, it's kind of tripping me out a little bit, but I love it.
So there was I guess a medium, I don't know, a reader, who once said she could see my aura and it was green, just...
That's giving me goosebumps.
Yay,
So
validation.
you're not the first
That's,
one.
that's actually really cool, and I think it's something that I've been told, you know, go to God with this, but I think there are some people here who have a soul color, and they're just really drawn to it, just like vibe with it. Yes, you can have different auras, like different colors come in, but I think that when you're really authentically being yourself, I think there's a strong color within you that you radiate.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
And that's what God's shown me for myself.
This all this energy stuff is so fascinating to me, because I feel like we're just barely scratching the surface.
Yeah. It's like the infant phase.
Like the other day, I was on a call with, so the lady from Out of This World 55, her name is Cindy, and she does a call for her community.
Right there. Yeah. It's like,
I like this.
yeah.
So she has 2 channels. Out of This World 55 is the one where she channeled a bunch of messages with her friend. And basically it was set up like almost like a talk show, where they would just set their stuff up, and then whatever spirit or whatever light being had a message for the day would come in and say their message. They didn't know what the episodes would be about before they recorded them. And in that series, there's a ton of great information, and it's ended. She got the message, they did this many episodes, and then that was all the information for that channel. She has another channel called Lady of the Forest 444. And that was her original channel, and she still has that one going active. Are you familiar with that one?
Lady of the Forest, what?
Lady of the Forest 444.
444. Okay.
No.
She's amazing, by the way. Cindy's amazing.
444 was my very first ever angel number. And so you just said it. I'm going to be 55 this year.
Fantastic.
Okay, so
Gotta love
sorry, go
synchronicities. So she was doing this call, and she was about to get a message, and I was doing my breath work, because this was the first call I had joined, and I didn't know any better. And when she was starting the message, she was like, there's a whole lot of energy here today. Waited, because her pendulum would swing in circles at the beginning. She goes, there's still a lot of energy. And at that point I was like, oh, I should maybe calm this down a little bit. So I started reducing how much breath work I was doing. And as I did, the pendulum reduced in circles at the same rate until it stopped. And I was like, wow, I had no idea that I could affect a pendulum like that. She's in Canada. And so just the only reason to mention that at all is the I feel like we're barely learning about this.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
So, anyway, now there's 2 more things that I'd like to say before we get into this second meditation, or a couple more. And it's just a couple of different ways that you can play with this breath work. Because I've had experiences of each of these at various times, because I do this a lot, and they can be so beautiful. So one of them is, if it appeals to you, when you breathe in, and again, you're just focusing on the words and stuff for the most part, but when you breathe in, you're breathing in energy from source, right? Because that's what breath is. And when you breathe out, you're sending energy to everything around you, which it's all made from source. So it's returning back to source. So I had this experience one time where it honestly became like a game of energetic catch with source. Where as I would breathe in, thank you, it was like a ball of energy was being thrown to me, and I'd catch it at the height of the breath. And then breathe out, I love you. And it felt like I was throwing a ball back to energy, back to source. And it can be a really wonderful experience. And it can also shift to just absorbing in and releasing too. And it's the same kind of thing. So that's one thing. If that feels appealing to you, feel free to explore that. And another one that is probably more common for me as an experience is feeling like there is a coal inside the heart space. And when you breathe in, the coal glows like like it's you're breathing on it, or it's got a billows on it. And when you breathe out, it glows again, very much the same way. Glows, glows. And you can just feel this burning energy core in there. And when you do that, in my opinion, it's like focusing on being the flame, where flame really is an energy of transformation. It's transforming fuel and solid matter into energy, one thing into another. And to me, that's what fire, the element, is all about, is transformation and energy. And that's what we're doing with this love energy. We're taking the fuel, and which is receiving the energy in, and we're turning it into love that we're essentially burning in a way inside of us. So that's another way that this can be experienced, which again, to me, this practice is so intuitive. You guys, it may hit you entirely differently. But I just wanted to share these to encourage you that it can be experienced in so many different ways, and you can play with this in so many different ways. Do you have any questions or thoughts before we get going on the longer meditation? As we begin this again, I will do the same thing as last time. I'll have you start and close your eyes, and then I'll read the first part of the instructions again as we begin. And when we reach the end, I'll have you guys come back and then open your eyes a little bit for a little while you continue to practice. Okay.
My little ears don't be too soft.
Thank you.
I will use that pillow unless you need it.
No. Thank you. I am still getting used to all this, and honestly, I'm just like, I don't want to be too harsh, which is the reason why I've been quieter. So thank you for letting me know. She looks comfortable. All right, here we go. While meditating, breathe in and out as slowly as you can comfortably. Hold the words "thank you" in your mind while breathing in. Hold the words "I love you" in your mind while breathing out. Place your awareness on your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Be a witness to everything that happens there as you breathe. Notice everything within this space and take it in without judgment. Okay. Begin to come back to yourself. And when you're ready, open your eyes and continue the practice for a little longer. And at any point, if you feel that you're ready to write something down, please do so. Before we move any further, is there anything about your guys' experience that you'd like to share?
As I was going down, I was led to like this V. It was like this dark cavern. It was like, oh, you could breathe deeper. And so I kind of broke through and I saw myself like miming. And so once I broke through, it was all these gorgeous, like deep, sparkling garnets. And for me, red's always been a scary color. So working on that a lot. And it was just so beautiful. It was like, oh, unlock that potential, like go deeper. So I was like, so that's what I was doing. I was like mining myself. And then it's like, okay, I've cleared this space. Let's discover some more. So I went around and found another cavern, and it was like, what came to me was carnelians. It was like all these sparkly oranges. I was like, okay, move up. Because I felt to put my hands on my belly. And it was like all these fire opals. And just all the sparkles. And all of that fiery, good energy. All the colors. And it was like, breathe into it. Be it, breathe it, and then my dragon came out, and it was like, let me breathe. And expand. So I'm like, I don't know if my dragon's like multi, or if I have multiple dragons. Like, does my dragon transform? I'm gonna tune into that. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So when you ended it, it was like, I just saw my dragon's wings like fully expand. And it was cool.
Feels good to stretch wings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. That was absolutely beautiful. And I mean, as you were sharing, the way that it hit me was just that you were unearthing all of these closed off parts of yourself and seeing how beautiful they really were. And that was fantastic. Thank you.
I had a hard time settling it that second time. It took me a little bit of just really focusing on that. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. When I finally did settle, I just tuned into my body, and this part of my neck is just in a lot of pain, all the way from like the base of my left side of my neck all the way down into my shoulder. So I just tuned into that, and I just asked, what is this? And if it was a color, what color would it be? And it was red, like fire red. So I think that's funny that you're starting with the garnet too. The fire red just seemed really angry, and upset, and I just started breathing I love you to this, to right here. I just kept breathing I love you, I love you, I love you. It's okay. I just talked to this part, the epicenter of my pain right here. just kept talking, and you're safe, it's okay, you're safe here, you're free here, I love you, just over and over. Eventually that color turned blue. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when I was still in the unsettled state, I was wondering, I wonder what Andrew's thinking about. Is Andrew doing his own meditation, or is Andrew supporting and holding us? I wonder if he's tuning into us. Like all this busy language in my head. So when I got to this point where I went to you and said, Andrew, can you help me? This is so painful. Can you help me? Can you help me? Or just, hold space, or just support, or just, yeah. And you said, sure, no problem.
Aww, I support you.
So, anyways, my curiosity invited you to help support. So I don't know what you think if you're willing to share, but.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, and I'm glad to hear. First off, just placing your awareness there and breathing a little love to it, wonderful.
At one point, I massaged and helped too.
That's absolutely perfect. That is something that I've found with this practice is all, again, start, warm up in the heart, and then after that's going a bit, I can feel, for me, I have an energetic thing down here. And so sometimes I'll just spend time sending love to that, and I can feel it. But yeah, placing your awareness on wherever you need and sending it love, fantastic. I'm glad that you found that intuitively. When I am meditating during the meditation time, most of the time I am feeling my own body, feeling my own flow, but I'm also holding space. And I had this mental image one time when I was meditating recently where I finally felt like my wings had stretched. But in that meditation, I also curled my wings around and provided a shelter for those around me. And in doing so, I just radiated love just down and in this space. And that's also what I'm doing when it's meditation time. I view this space and us here in this building much as one of those pools. And one of my goals is to fill this space with so much love that as you guys are doing your stuff, you're able to just breathe in what you need and it can help out. I am not the most attuned or sensitive as far as receiving information from others or seeing or anything like that. I went through a spiritual experience a couple of years ago that feels like it fried some of those nerve endings for a temporary time, but it hasn't come back yet. So I did not consciously respond, but I fully believe that was my higher self. And again, I was already consciously holding space and sending both of you specifically a whole bunch of love. So, and then every now and then I have to be aware of the time and make sure I'm not going too long. So, okay, back to it.
We're doing here, we're holding that space. Love. Thank you.
It's truly my joy to share energy and share love energy. Again, thank you guys for being here. So we are 2 minutes over already.
Okay.
Oh, no, hold on. The wonderful thing about today is that there's no one after me. Next week and all the weeks after, there will be. I would like to read one more thing,
Okay.
and then we can wrap it up. So this is at the bottom of your sheet. And this is I think one of the most important pieces. Our unique love. Everything we've ever done has built to this moment right now. All of our experiences have given us uniqueness. This uniqueness affects our love energy. The love we give is special. There is no other love in all that is like our own love. This means it is always valuable beyond estimation to give love. Even if we are always surrounded by an ocean of love, the love we add to it is unlike any other. Our unique love can only come through us. The more we provide, the more there is in this existence. The love we give connects us with everything it touches. Thank you both for joining. There's so much more to this practice. We've just started. If you guys are curious about more information, there's there's 3 steps. The other 2 steps are on my website. All of it's free. Nothing costs anything on my website. And there's additional information and additional breaths. So just to give an example of an additional breath, one of my favorites lately has been thanks be. Now, it's only the tail end is different than thanks love, but the application is entirely unique, and this might be something you guys could enjoy. So on the in-breath, you breathe in thanks and breathe in the energy and thanks. All the same as thanks love. But instead of breathing out love, with thanks be, you just exist. You just be right now. You don't have to do anything. And just feel existing. So it's just taking it in and existing. And taking it in and existing. And this one I call the breath of rejuvenation, because it feels so good. And if you are overwhelmed, or you're feeling tired, or it's just a bit too much, and you can't actively love at the time, use this breath and just take it in and be. One last note. If you guys have any questions, you can reach me at the email address on the bottom of the sheet. That's also on the website. Thank you.
Awesome. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you.
For sure.
Thank